Hola, welcome back to our channel. Here, we study, we discuss, and we add knowledge so that we may know more and be more. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you and we want you to know that you will love it here. So stay tuned. We started talking about midlife situations in our previous videos. And like I said, the conversation is just beginning. We will keep it going. But today I want to talk about something that I find is a common thread whenever I'm having a conversation with somebody around that age of life, 35 to 55. It's common. You hear it in what they are saying and what they are not saying. That's why I say it's common. Some will just suggest it subtly. Others will say it, but not in that exact language. Or after all is said and done, you hear the dissatisfaction that they feel. It's like the core of that feeling in midlife, dissatisfaction. And here's what I want to say before we carry on fully with this conversation. If you find yourself feeling that dissatisfaction, even though maybe you didn't even know what it is or that it was dissatisfaction till this point, please do all you can to get rid of any form of guilt that has come with that feeling. You shouldn't feel guilty for being dissatisfied. The dissatisfaction is not a result of ingratitude. It's not a result of not acknowledging what you have in life or what privileges or accomplishments you have. It has nothing to do with your achievements, accomplishments, even accolades. Rather, it has to do with the dreams you have buried, the aspirations you have shelved that are looking for expression, that want to be vented. That's why you're feeling dissatisfied. So before we get into this conversation, please get rid of any form of guilt that you may have as you think of why you are feeling dissatisfied. It's got nothing to do with any of those. Okay? So here you are, probably, and feeling that type of way. But maybe what we just said now has been able to give you the language, the word to know what that feeling is. Here is the thing. Acknowledge it first. I am dissatisfied, then find out why. For me, my dissatisfaction stemmed from just what I told you. Dreams, aspirations, ambitions, all just tossed aside as we went about life, ticking off milestones, ticking off landmarks, and then arriving at this point right in the middle, looking around and wondering, hey, who's this girl? Whose script was I running on? Whose life was I living? Yeah, sure, it was a life. But recall that you didn't really have much say up until this point. You were just going. They said we should do like this, you did. They said we should do like this, you did. And then you're here. You've done all that was said to be done. And then you're wondering what next. That's why you feel dissatisfied. Now, this dissatisfaction looks like different things for different people. It's not the same. Some people have it all. They can open their mouth rather and tell another person that they're feeling dissatisfied. Because looking at them from the outside, oh my God, you are saying, if only I had this life. I mean, there couldn't be a better life. Looking at them from the outside, they've ticked all the boxes. They have achieved over and above everything or anything that is there to achieve. So why would they feel dissatisfied? I'll give you a story. A friend of mine and I were having a conversation one day. I don't know how that gist came up, but she was telling me about another friend of hers who keeps talking about how that she can't wait for the time when she finally leaves her job as a C-suite executive in a multinational. I kid you not, like a top-ranking executive in a multinational. who is highly respected, said to her friend, and in fact, she says it to anybody who cares to hear, she can't wait for the day she will leave her job and sit at home to care for her family and live her life as she wishes and do the things she really wants to do. And the reason why she's waiting patiently is because her husband has this big heat cooking in the pipeline. And once it hits, she's home and dry. The reason why she is working, going up the career ladder, bagging qualifications, getting promoted back to back till she arrived at this point where she is now, is because she is being supportive in the family. She's putting her own quota for the family to have balance, for them to have the kind of life they want, the lifestyle. So she's showing up, being a helpmeet to her husband, supporting with everything she can, financially and otherwise. So she's doing all of these things. She's being an excellent mom, caring for the home front, showing up at work, making good money, and supporting her husband, and they're running the family together. But she's always known, as he also has always known, that this is not what she would do if she had her way. So she wasn't complaining, but she was optimistic about her ideal, which is to sit pretty, take care of the house, and live a really slow life. And rightfully so. She desires this and speaks about it unapologetically. You know why? Because her success so far has not really been by her standards. It has been by society's standards. It has been by expectations that, are realistic and should be met. But she's looking forward to the time when she will measure her success by her own standards, by her own ideals, which is why she's saying she cannot wait to be the woman who sits at home, does what she needs to do, but at her pace, in her way, how it fits her ideal life. You see? So, you too may be very successful by every societal standard. You've checked all the boxes. But it's not really sitting. It's not really sitting well. You're thinking, is this it? Is this all there is? And so you're feeling dissatisfied. And someone is wondering, how dare you feel dissatisfied? How dare you complain about your comfortable life? Meanwhile, that comfortable life is your dilemma. Let's even go to another family member of mine. This is not even someone foreigner. In my own family, the owner of a thriving oil servicing company. This company has even a brighter future. And all he's looking forward to is a time when he can live his dream of being a nomad. A time when this company and his other businesses do not need him to be part of the operations and administration. A time where even if he has to work from wherever he finds himself in the world because everything has checked out. But if you see him right now, you think, oh my God, this guy is such a workaholic. He has such a wonderful work ethic. He's just there, hands-on, doing stuff because he has to. Because right now, he's just patiently doing what he has to do and waiting for that dream. He may not be dissatisfied, but he wants more. And his more doesn't look like what another person's more is. His more looks like him being in different parts of the world at different times, living his life funded by all these things that he's putting in place and not needing to be present for them to run. That is what his more looks like. But imagine all the people that are under his employ that today have a livelihood, today can fend for their homes, fend for their families because of this company. Looking at him from there like, oh, this is our guy, this is our boss. I just want to be like him when I grow up. He's just my role model. Good, it's fine. But do you know that he's just waiting patiently for that dream to materialize? So here's what I'm trying to say in essence. Don't you dare feel guilty for having a standard for what success is to you. Don't let anybody's measure of success be your ideal. Follow what is ideal to you. So if you find yourself feeling like there should be more to your life, if you find yourself feeling satisfied at this point in life, that's because you have a standard of what your success should be, not what your neighbors is or what your friends is. It's your standard. And once you meet that standard, you may not settle. Some of us grew up in neighborhoods, or we had references that were around us of what kind of life we want to live. And we were aspiring towards those references until somewhere along the line, we just got all muddled up in other things. And then some of us decided to face reality and shelve those things. Some of us just had to settle for what was available. But we got to this point and we realized, oh my God, I had a reference of what I want my life to be, because that reference surfaced again somehow. So, if you look like you are successful right now to everybody else, but you do not feel like you're successful, it is a valid feeling because there is a standard in your mind. That standard could be as ordinary as retiring back to your country home at age 45 or 50 and shuttling from there to the hustle and bustle of the city once in a while to get stuff done and go back to the quietness, to the chirping of the birds, to the sound of the ocean. It could be that very laid back life. You don't even want a mansion, probably. You don't even want a jet. You just want to walk barefoot on the sand and be at ease with yourself. That could be your more. And be all right with it. At this point of your life, there's no looking around. It's what you want and what you're aspiring to that counts. Midlife is tricky like that. And this conversation should be had. We must have them. It prepares us for what to expect when we get to midlife. And they're not biological occurrences that we can see. They're all in the mind, but they're as valid as anything that we can feel in our bodies. So, if you found this discussion today useful in any way, please share it with somebody that would also appreciate it. And share your own feeling of dissatisfaction looks like, or your desire for more looks like. Share with us in the comment section. We need to hear from one another so that we will know that it's not our mind, it's not our head. It's a reality that a lot of people are experiencing. So share it with a friend and share your thoughts in the comments. But return again same time. But until then, like this video and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You're gonna love it here. See you. Adios.